it's heading the right direction. So to pinpoint one guy is probably, I think the whole group is heading there. We're not perfect, but like guys like Peely, they're bought in. They're trying to get, and they're not there yet. But thank goodness we have full camp.
Someone earlier mentioned Peely as a guy who can take a basketball, turn and dunk like it's not a problem. Have you seen his maturity start to catch up with?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's athletic. You have to tell him he's not a basketball player. He's not a volleyball player. He's a D tackle. You expect him to play. So, just trying to get his mindset right. You match that with his talent and his skills. You got something special.
What's the biggest question you have about your group going into camp, or what are you most excited to see over the next couple of weeks?
I'm excited to see them be more consistent and, again, not scheme, just the level of play that we believe that is necessary for us to win, and then excited to see the depth. We want to build that depth as deep as possible. So, and there's some young guys over there that are going to challenge them to push for that depth because we all know we need it.
Can you talk about using Thule? There's a bunch of different places where it looks like he can make plays. Would you prefer to mix things up as time goes on, or do you think eventually he ends up finding a home that ends up being where he goes?
His home is all across the line of scrimmage because he has the knowledge to do so, and then the skill set good enough to do it. So we're not going to park him in one spot.
So we'd say maybe it's more about which other guys end up stepping up. That's just where you'll put Thule essentially.
Yeah. If solo Tulio Pupu does a great job, then Thule can move somewhere else. So it's you got to put the best guys out there. That's the bottom line. We can't say he doesn't have the size, he doesn't have this. The best guys out there, the hungry guys that will go after the ball.
And then just kind of shifting gears, at Pac-12 Media Day, Lincoln kind of made it clear that recruiting has changed so much with NIL, and the fact that, just to put it honestly, there are schools making choices that other schools are not making. In your experience, have you had to deal with that at any level, or do you kind of punt that away?
You try your best to just sweep it under the rug, but you can't anymore. You gotta find out what's going on out there and figure out what the best leverage you have, because we're in uncharted waters right now. It's so different. So we gotta figure out what can we do, what we can't do, and take advantage of it. Every leverage is gonna matter now because it's so different. So we just can't sit back and make excuses. We just gotta find windows that we can gain some leverage.
What's Nick's leadership meant to you over this past year?
Guys gravitate to him. He's a guy that shows up and just works. Very compliant. Has a lot of pride of doing things the right way. So it is invaluable to have someone like that because it's important for the young guys to see that. And you can be as talented, but if you don't show up, you're not good. So you're not good. So he's doing a great job of taking advantage of that leadership role, and we're going to need it.
Have you pushed Thule at all in terms of being more vocal? I know it's just not his vibe and just not his style. Have you tried to grow him in that way, or are you just
I want
happy
to push
with
him to get his just raise his level of play even more. That's the best way for the guys to follow. He shows up early, the guy shows up early. He leaves early, the guy leaves early. So I don't need him to yell and so just raise his game.
Coming to a program like USC that has an incredible tradition and expectations to win every year, when they go 4-8, do you come into a team that you feel like you have to build back up, confidence, swagger? That's a word that Caleb used. This is a team that...
It's nothing like seeing guys with confidence and the ability to go out there and have clear eyes. So it's important for us to push these guys, but at the same time not break them down. So you got to encourage them, but at the same time we cannot lower the standard for the swagger. It's got to go hand in hand. The real good swagger comes when you're performing at a high level. So you need swagger.
when a guy comes in from Oklahoma, Bolitnikoff from Pittsburgh, all these successful players, is that something that can be brought in and almost kind of like, if they did lose it, they would get it from these players who are coming from these big programs and a lot of success?
Well, even those players, they the past is the past. You still want to see them. They still have put in the work, and yes, it is very influential. They're going to have a big influence of why we're those players, and that why is going to be the big reason why our young players are going to follow. So, not hopefully, I know they're working their butts off, and everybody's doing their way.
What are you looking to see in the first week or so of fall camp before pads and stuff come on from your guys?
Man, just pure aggression. Just empty the tank. We're not going into this thing like, oh, we got to make sure we save, we don't have depth. We got to get their bodies and their minds to a level that they're like, holy crap, this is where we got to get to. Don't worry about being broken down. They're young. We were all young ones, right? So they can handle a lot of this beating. We need to push their bodies and their mind in a different level. So the first week of camp, I'm excited to push them. When they think they got nothing left, that's where we got to step in and say, no, your tank is not even half. So that's what I'm excited about.
Every generation thinks the next generation of kids, you can't coach them as hard, you can't push them in the way that previous generations can be pushed. What is your philosophy in terms of coaching them hard, pushing them?
If they have a clear understanding of what it takes to win, then that hard is not hard, in my opinion. It's now there's a difference between pushing them hard and demeaning them. We're not going to demean them. We're going to inspire them. But if they have a clear understanding of what it takes, then they're going to understand that first step was wrong. Wrong is wrong. Right is right. So you can't coach this game any other way than the proper way of just. It's hard. It's a hard game, and you gotta push them that way.
Do you feel like they've embraced that?